This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don Mcmaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests today are both from Habitat for Humanity. I have Colin Bruning, who is a volunteer coordinator, and Nicole Keys, who is the Restore Manager. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Nancy.
Thanks for having us.
You know, Colin, I've known about Habitat for Humanity ever since it began. I think it's a most wonderful organization. And the things, you know, everyone should be guaranteed a warm, safe, comfortable place to sleep every night. And that's what your mission is at Habitat for Humanity. And so there's lots of different phases of it. And one of the important things that you do is get volunteers for builds.
That's exactly right. And that's really my main job there, is to share about the mission of Habitat. And you know, our mission is to put God's love into action. We want to bring people together to build homes, communities, and hope. And you know, Habitat's you know, been doing that for a while now. We have been doing that in 70 different countries. But here in Northeast Michigan, we cover, you know, Alpena, Alcona, and Presque Isle counties. And you know, we get people helping on the houses, we get people helping out in the Restore, the Rethink, and there's all sorts of opportunities.
And you know, that's just it. If people think, you know, I really don't have the time, they really do have the time. I mean, they could help on a fundraiser, they could go out and get donations, or tell their neighbors about the Habitat mission and say, hey, you know, you guys are tearing out all these beautiful cabinets. How about if we donate those to Habitat? There's so many different ways that people can participate.
Absolutely, you know, and there's small ways, like if we have a group coming out on like the houses or something like that, a lot of times we get people bring in like cookies or snacks or something like that. If they maybe are older, can't do the hard work or something, but if they got some skilled labor, they can come on out and get some hands-on work too, which is always great to have some of that on the houses for sure.
And Nicole, the Restore is another important venue for Habitat for Humanity. You take items in, you repurpose them, rethink them, or just put them out for sale, and you make money that helps support the mission.
Exactly. The Restore is basically a two-part mission. It's a fundraiser to fund the houses that we're building, and it's also a place where people can come to get discounted items if they're just working on their houses themselves. Say you need a new couch, we've got lots of those. We usually get in appliances, we've got brand new paint and discounted paint supplies. We've got a whole section, you know, under $5 for paintbrushes and paint trays and drop cloths and all that stuff. So.
And then you have that section in the back, that beautiful wood.
Yes, we have urban leaf lumber. It's another one of those like repurposed things where there's a company based in the Ann Arbor area who goes and will collect wood that has just kind of been discarded. Say an electrical company comes out and clear cuts an area. They go through, they take that wood and they slab it up for us, dry it, and then donate it to the Habitat stores. They get a cut, we get a cut, and it's beautiful.
It is, in all shapes and sizes. I encourage anyone, if you're building a special bar or a piece of furniture, go in there and check out the furniture. And one thing about the store is if you're looking for something, you have to go every day.
Yes, we get new things in every single day. And that also includes our consignment shop up in the boutique.
Yes, tell me about that.
Well, right now we're open to new consigners. And you can come in and consign items with us. So we will sell them on your behalf. We get a small percentage of that, and that goes directly into Habitat for Humanity Northeast Michigan, so it stays in the communities. But it also gives you an option to make a little bit of money on the side. We do antiques and collectibles and nice furniture, things like that. Anything that's a little higher end, you'll find up in there.
And you also have a need for volunteers.
Yes, we do, always. We've got several projects going on at the Restore. We're going to be rebuilding a front entrance onto the Restore facing Chisholm. So it's going to be a really big project. We need lots of hands for that. The mural is going up. The contest ended. We are so excited. Chad's work is going to be beautiful. And so we're going to be putting all the touches up to start adding those pieces onto the wall. We need some electric hookups outside, and we're also looking for donations for that as well, because we do plan on putting in like benches, really nice lighting, and really just trying to create a better image, I guess, as part of downtown Alpena, to continue that, you know, Art Town USA feel as you go through, and just really beautify our community, because you know, having a decent place to live includes the community in which you live.
Yes, it does.
So.
And what kind of projects do you have going on this summer for Habitat?
Yeah, good question. So right now we're finishing up 3 homes. 2 of those are in Alpena and one's in Harrisville. So people can come out, from anything from interior work like painting or doing some drywall to landscaping and things like that. And then again, we always welcome people to come into the Restore.
So as soon as we get these projects done, we can start a new one.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we want to keep building homes and investing in the community. So after these homes get done and we're ready, we want to be building that other home.
So how do people apply to get a Habitat home, to be considered as a family?
It's really, really simple. And, we're always inviting people to come over to the office, get the application, and simply fill it out. And within 30 days, we're going to get back to them and be in contact. We can meet up and discuss more what the next steps could be.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And as you said before, volunteers for projects. I mean, bring snacks, cook a lunch. You usually have large groups that come in, and so it's always nice to have spots for them too. And volunteers at the Restore. And the families have to provide sweat equity through the homes.
That's right. Yep. A total of 500 hours is what they put into their homes, and that's divided up obviously between the couple. The families that can participate too can play some role in that sweat equity hours too. So you have a big picture of a lot of people getting connected.
And so just like to let people know out there who are thinking possibly of being a volunteer that, you don't have to have a ton of skills if you are a landscaper, a painter, a gardener.
Absolutely.
Any skills that you have, wash windows, help people. And then also back to the Restore again. So if you're thinking of getting new windows and new doors and new cabinets in your kitchen, call Habitat first. Maybe you can help get those out of their house and get them into the store and get them sold. What are the top selling items?
That's a good question.
Appliances.
Yep, refrigerators and stoves, washing machines. So if anybody's looking to change those over, let us know. We'll pick up as long as they work. They can be really old. If they work, we can sell them. And there's a big need for that actually around here. For affordable washers and dryers and things like that. So.
Okay. So Colin, if someone's interested in becoming a volunteer, how do they contact you?
They can get a hold of me. The number is 354-5555. They can come on into the Restore. I'm there part of the time too. And they can just simply fill out the application for that and get them going.
Okay. Well, I just want to compliment you on the store. The store looks so beautiful. It's so organized and everything looks so wonderful. And what are the hours at the Restore?
We're going to be open Monday through Friday from 10 until 5 for the summer.
Okay.
And then on Saturdays we're open 10 until 3.
Okay. Well, I want to thank both of you very much for being here, and I look forward to coming into the store and looking for some more treasures, and especially about hearing the good news about wonderful families finding wonderful homes.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nancy.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you. I'll be right back with Stephanie Detloff from Child and Family Services following these messages. Hi, welcome back. I'm with Stephanie Detloff, who is the Executive Director of Child and Family Services. Hi, Stephanie.
Good morning, Nancy.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And you have now, as a new Executive Director, you have about 8 months under your belt. How's it going?
I do. It has been phenomenal. I feel very fortunate to be back at Child and Family. I started out at that agency about 18 years ago and worked in some various roles and just really have a special place in my heart for this agency, and it really created a really good professional foundation for me. So it's nice to be able to be back at the agency and really working towards strengthening children and families. I've always had a special place in my heart for programming like we do, and this community just never ceases to amaze me at the outreach and the efforts that it makes to support our mission as well as a lot of other organizations here. So,
very good. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
So what type of programming do you have at Child and Family Services?
We have a variety of programs to serve families and children. So we do licensing. So for people who are interested in becoming licensed foster parents, they can start there and go through that process. We also offer foster care, so becoming licensing, and then people that want to choose to be foster parents, and then foster care to adoption. And really, those services really help to secure the permanency, safety, and well-being of children who, have gone through abuse and neglect and those types of things. And we also offer Day One, which is a home visiting program that's modeled after Healthy Families America, and that program serves pregnant moms and children 0 to 3. And with that program, we offer parenting education, a lot of information around child development, and we're really excited because we've primarily worked out of Alcona County,
Right.
and that program has now become available in Alpena, and so we've had an influx of referrals, which is really nice and encouraging, and so that's another program that we have. And we also offer Compass North, and that is, again, one of our newer programs. It's a homeless youth runaway program. And we really work with teens who are at risk of becoming homeless or runaways. And we have two programs kind of embedded within that. One is our outreach program, where we can work with a teen ages 12 to 20, and really within a 90-day time span, I have a case manager that can kind of help to maybe work on some reunification issues with parents, offer to do some extra supports. And then we also have another program within that known as our Transitional Living program. So we can offer independent living skills and really support teens and youth in kind of defining kind of where they want to go, and giving them some new tools and resources to maybe reduce some barriers that they may be encountering.
And you know, if people think that there aren't homeless youth in our community, think again.
Yeah.
There are so many kids that couch surf from sofa to sofa to sofa to family to family to family, and I can't imagine how they get up and go to school every day not knowing where they're going to be that night, and
Right.
I'm so glad that that program is available for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you have a family fun run coming up. Tell me about that event.
So I am really excited. June 9th, which is a Saturday from 9 to noon, we are partnering with several great organizations. So we will be collaborating with the Department of Health and Human Services, Wellspring Lutheran Services, Holy Cross Children's Services, and also Grace Lutheran Church. And we are going to be doing a 5K, and we'll be starting out at the Duck Park on the corner of Long Rapids and Chisholm, and going down along Chisholm to 11th, and then meeting at the smaller Duck Park and back. And I'm really excited for this event, again, just for the collaborating and working with other agencies, but then also to bring awareness to the need for foster parents. We have a huge need in our community to have foster parents, kind of provide that safe place for children if they've been removed. And so we have a huge need for that. And just really excited for this event to take place. The proceeds from this event will go to support the Foster Closet, which is another great organization in our community that, when children are removed, sometimes they don't have a lot that they can bring with them. And so the Foster Closet really serves to kind of meet that need and make sure that children have the things that they need to, if they're transitioning into a different, home for a while.
So a lot of times foster families think, wow, I have the time, it's in my heart to do this, but it's just too much work. But you folks really walk them through every step.
There's a lot of resources and supports. Again, I know that there's a really wonderful support group through the Foster Closet that they offer. We at Child and Family are looking at doing some different types of internal things, again, to offer some resources, kind of starting some learning communities, which is a different level of support for foster parents to come together and kind of identify what their needs are. It might be around challenging behaviors. It might be just that opportunity to have that place to come and learn from others who have experienced issues or barriers or even the successes. So we want to be able to be a little bit more intentional in offering different types of things that really serve to meet the need. And sometimes we don't know what we don't know,
right.
And we learn so much better by hearing from others who have gone through similar circumstances, and just being able to be a little bit more innovative in those supports, and also giving them other resources to things that we know are available in the community that maybe foster parents aren't aware of. So just doing more outreach efforts like that.
Now, how do you get your referrals for the Compass program and the Day One program?
Most of our referrals right now for Compass North are coming through the school.
Okay.
So we are seeing a lot of referrals through the, we primarily get a lot of them through ACEs.
Okay.
We also, for Day One, we get a lot of referrals primarily from the hospital.
Okay.
We also have some referrals that are coming through the Health Department of Health and Human Services. So a lot of different places, which is nice, you
Yes.
know, to be able to know that we have these services that we can offer and that we can again collaborate and hopefully extend that support.
Well, the collaboration that you have for your family fun run, that's really a great collaboration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of good churches and agencies and organizations in our community who all have the same focus and goal in mind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else today you want to tell us about your agency?
I do want to mention that one of the other events that we are going to be doing this year, it is actually Child and Family's 60th year anniversary this year. So the doors opened in 1958, and Child and Family has done just an incredible amount of programming over the years, and we certainly want to highlight and celebrate that in honor of its 60th anniversary. So we are working on a 50s style gala dinner event that we will be doing on August 25th is the date, and more details will be coming out about that. But we are certainly looking for volunteers, and if people would like to donate or be part of that in some way, please let me know, and we'd love to have that kind of support. But that's one of the things that I'm really excited about, is just to be able to showcase over the course of the last 60 years what have been the successes within this agency, and just really highlight that. And again, it's a way of thanking the community for the never-ending support that we receive, and I know that I've received in this new role, and so I just really am excited about that. So,
well, good luck, and thank you so much, Stephanie, for being here. We're out of time, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you for having me.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don Mcmaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don Mcmaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Melissa Fournier, Director of Nursing at ACC. Welcome.
Thank you.
There's a ton going on at nursing, and let's start with tonight, Wednesday night.
Yes.
Nurses Pinning.
Yes.
Why don't you tell the viewers what that's about?
Well, we have 16 graduating RNs and 11 graduating LPNs this year, and tonight they will receive their nurse's pin, which is their entry into the profession, and they have the right to sit for their licensing exam now.
I'm always struck at these events how relieved and really euphoric the graduates are and their families. I mean, that tends to be around graduation, but it seems especially so in the nursing area. Any
Absolutely.
ideas on why that might be?
Well, it's a long year or 2 years that they've put in. Families have made sacrifices of cold pizza dinners to allow them time to study, and the nursing group themselves becomes their own family. They study together, they work hard together, they cover each other with watching kids and animals, and we're very fortunate that we have such a supportive community for our college.
That's wonderful. And I noticed that nursing is not strictly a female business. There's a fair number of men that go through the program.
Absolutely. We're very fortunate that this year the LPN class that we took in for January was half male.
Mm-hmm. Very neat. And so one other thing that happened last week, this is a mock exercise, but it's called Mass Casualty. It was referenced in the paper, Alpena News on Saturday, very nicely. But you know, that was something to see. Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about that?
When I was a faculty member, I was fortunate enough to get the endowed teaching chair, and they sent me to learn how to moulage, which is make fake injuries for people. And so I try to put that to use a couple of times a year, and we stage a mass casualty where there are more victims than rescuers to stress their resources and get them to think out of the box on how they're going to respond to things. So we staged a bus vehicle accident, and we ran it a little bit differently this year, where we had stations where the students got to spend 2 minutes at a station and then move to the triage of the next person. But it was exciting. We were in the arena, and everybody had a good time.
I had an interesting conversation at one station with a very pregnant young, well, she wasn't pregnant, but she was in this drill. And then next with a person with a massive head wound who was just bleeding and incoherent. So your students had to jump in and deal with a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
That's the purpose of it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, really neat. A lot of the folks probably don't know that we're intending to create a strand of the LPN program down at the Hush campus in Oscoda. Why don't you shed a little light on that and say what you think the viewers ought to hear?
Okay. Well, this year we have worked to make sure that all of the prerequisites will be offered at the Hush campus. And fortunately, we have that in place, and we've actually accepted our first applicants who want to start the program in the fall. So we will be running the LPN program in the fall. There will be a cohort of 8, and the plan is that they will do clinicals in the Tawas, West Branch, Oscoda area, along with running our regular cohort up here in Alpena with main campus.
So for folks that aren't tuned into health sciences and training, clinicals are what?
Clinicals are where they actually go into the medical facility and practice. So we will use the Medalodge sites. We have Medalodge of Tawas, Sterling, Alpena, we're working with Rogers City, all of those areas for their first clinical experience, and then we're looking toward West Branch Hospital. We use Mid-Michigan Alpena as our clinical sites here for their hands-on training. And we are a program that does hands-on. They will actually touch patients, work with patients, assess vital signs, do physical assessments, all to prepare them to be a nurse.
And that's an important piece. If I'm a patient and I'm dealing with a nurse, I would like them to know and have had hands-on experience about what their work is going to be.
And sometimes we have patients who are leery of having a student, but in all honesty, it gives another set of eyes beyond the student's eyes, because you get to glean the experience of my instructors, who are all master's prepared nurses or bachelor's prepared if they're teaching in the LPN level, that also look at the chart and look at your presenting signs and symptoms. So it's almost having another expert beyond the student who's learning in that realm. So we advocate for patients too.
That's very interesting. So I'm intrigued by this. So what sort of clinical experiences would an LPN student have compared to, say, an RN student?
An LPN student, they're relatively similar in that the LPN student will have long-term care. We don't have that in our RN program. They will experience obstetrics and gynecology in both programs, and med-surg nursing for 10 weeks in both programs.
Okay.
But then the RNs get mental health nursing for 5 weeks, which is different. We don't send our LPNs into the mental health arena.
Very interesting. So what I hear in the community is that our students go out and perform very professionally out in the field. That's a credit to you and the faculty and the program. And the last thing I think is a really big piece, and that is our capital outlay plan to create the Center for Health Sciences, which will be focused on nursing, moving nursing over into Van Laer Hall and upgrading the technology. What do you think about that?
We are incredibly excited.
Good.
We've done a lot with very little. We've gone to many expansive simulation labs, and we've been in awe. We're going to be able to do that. We're going to have high fidelity simulation that will be of benefit not only to us and to our students, but maybe the hospital, if they want to run trainings, will have that availability. Our students will have the chance to run through numerous mock codes. We'll have debriefing facilities so that the student who's primary in with the simulator will be helping to train the other classmates, and vice versa. It will be a cyclical pattern, and that is huge for us. Also, the renovation of the basic skills lab, where we can run 2 sections of a class at the same time, which will be better utilization of our resources.
Wonderful. Well, we're excited about it. It is an $8.7 million project. We are going to get a significant share of that from the state and local and foundation donors. So we're very appreciative, and we're grateful we're able to do that for the nursing program. It's one of our premier programs. So thank you for all you do, and thank you folks for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don Mcmaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.